Everybody, I'm Jeff Andrea. I'm the business development manager here at Arkiva Software. Today, I'm joined by Sujit Singh, our COO. Hey, Sujit, how you doing today?
Good, Jeff. Hope things are good with you as well.
Fantastic. Thanks for asking. Listen, today we have a good conversation. I think we're going to talk about sales prediction and the Arkiva Sales Predictor. So I think you have a lot of good information about this. I'm excited for you to share that with everybody, and I do have some questions to start with. Is that okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Tell me a little bit about the Arkiva Sales Predictor and about how it works.
Yeah. Well, Arkiva has been in the business of demand planning for a long time. When we say demand planning, we do things like statistical forecasting, collaborative forecasting, and typically that is done in monthly buckets or weekly buckets, depending on the business. Um, But the sales predictor idea came about as an addition to that from a customer where they asked the question, "Hey, I understand that you have algorithms in place that can tell me what my next month is going to look like, but I'm interested in asking a slightly different question. When
Mm-hmm.
is the next order going to show up from this
Right.
customer for this product, and roughly what size will that order be?" And when we thought about that, we said that's an interesting question. And yes, while statistically speaking, it's a lot easier to think in monthly buckets and weekly buckets and look for patterns. The idea of looking for patterns in the ordering frequency of the customer was intriguing. And so we put our heads together and we came up with this idea where we can now evaluate the frequency at which the customer orders. So do they follow a 10-day cadence or a 15-day cadence or a 2-day cadence, right? And then what's the usual amount that they order? And then apply some statistics, of course, to this data,
Sure.
but ultimately try to say, okay, based on the fact that this is the ordering pattern, both in amount as well as in number of days, the interval, can we can begin to predict if they had ordered a particular amount 15 days ago, based on their historical profile and our analysis of this profile, we can now say, okay, that product is probably going to run out here in next 5 days, and we should be expecting an order very soon. And you can
Right.
apply, bounds to it or ranges to it, where you could say, earliest we would expect it is here, latest we would expect it is here, and so
Mm-hmm.
on. So now you are evaluating when the next order will show up. And then, of course, once you have that in place, you can then establish rules around, hey, when it's too late, when you should begin to order the customer to say, hey, did you forget, you should have run out of the
Right.
product by now. So that's the essential idea behind the sales predictor.
Fantastic. Hey, listen, before the next question, I just want to, anybody who's out there today listening to this conversation, if anyone has any experience with sales prediction tools or you've prioritized customer engagement, please leave your comment in the box below, or if you have a question, just load it up and Sujit and I will get to it at the end of this. So I appreciate it. Sujit, as we move forward here, how can a business use the sales predictor to boost revenues?
Well, yeah. So obviously there's the implementation piece of our software. You need to give us the historical data down at the order by order level. So we know exactly what the frequency is, what the usual amount is, and so on. And if this data needs to be by customer, by product, so that we can then predict which product is being ordered at what frequency and so on. Once we have that, we will do our usual analysis. We will do the math in the background. And then, if our software is installed, a customer can click on a particular combination, product customer combination, and figure out when this product was last ordered. What does the usage profile suggest from the history as to when this product will be, the customer will run out of
Right.
in their supply chain, and therefore when can we expect the next order? So that's one output. Another output could be, for example, a prioritized list of customers where we should be placing a call already because, well, they are already behind in terms of when they should have ordered. And then, of course, we create marketing opportunities as well. For example, we can do something called a market basket analysis, where we say
Hmm.
customers who buy product X also buy products Y and Z. But
Right.
here's an example where this customer is buying the X, but not the Y or not the Z. And so now, potentially you can call them and say, hey, don't you in your process need Y and Z? And where are you buying that from? And, maybe we can offer it to you. So it
Sure.
creates growth opportunities as well.
Fantastic. I know there's a lot of really impactful features, that you're talking about here in Sales Predictor. Uh, can you give me a couple in more in detail that what you think are the really powerful features of the tool?
Yeah, the most powerful feature, not necessarily by design, but by the use from the users, is come to be the what we call the call now feature, where we establish a traffic light type of system in where we are highlighting in red those combinations where the delay is way outside the statistical bounds, right? And we are saying that, hey, this customer is getting a lateness score of 6, for example. The number 6 simply indicates that it's a very high score, as opposed to, let's say, 3 or a 4 or a 5. So it's relative. And we are doing the background calculations where we are saying, based on the analysis, this customer is very late with their order, and you better take action right now.
Sure.
Now, as soon as you do that, and if the salesperson has called this person, then of course they need a toggle switch of sorts, which says, okay, fine, I accept this analysis. I made the phone call, and now I'm going to kind of uh, push it down in my priority system so that I'm not calling them every day, for example.
Sure.
So that's the biggest feature, the most successful, I should say, and most used. And customers have used that to create a lot of extra revenue opportunities for their supply chain.
Fantastic. Where do you think the future sales prediction, or what do you think it looks like moving forward? And for Arkiva overall, for the business, where do you see it?
Well, I mean, if you look at the trend in the marketplace, what um, today the pattern analysis that we are doing is relatively speaking, um, simple in the sense that we are looking at averages and standard deviations and those types of things. Um, I think the next phase of this is going to be machine learning based,
Right.
maybe deploy AI based pattern recognition. So those would be the two areas where I anticipate that this tool will grow. Second area that I can think is integration into a CRM system, where the CRM system itself will have this analysis available from Arkiva, and the flag of call now and so on will be available in the CRM system itself. So those are two areas that I can see in the near future.
Great. Now, I know you work with a lot of our customers, on a regular basis. What are some of the most surprising insights that our customers have discovered through the Sales Predictor?
The sheer volume of extra revenue that they could generate. I mean, going in, the thought was that maybe this is an interesting exercise. Yeah, sure, some customers will be, tickled that we are calling them, but the customers who have used it seriously, they have generated quite a significant extra revenue opportunity for themselves. So that's one. Second is that they have themselves been in one or two cases a little bit embarrassed about how they thought they knew a lot about their data, but then
Right.
obviously they figured out that they didn't. And this was really helpful to them to become more aware of their customers, their ordering patterns, and got them closer to their customers as well.
All important things.
Yeah.
I'm just looking here through. There is a question that came in. Let me see. I'm sorry. What's the biggest challenge companies face when trying to predict sales, and how does Arkiva solve it? Okay.
I mean, the biggest challenge is certainly in a lot of these projects is the availability of the right data. Also, because this is not as well advertised a concept. Sales forecasting, for example, as a field is very well established. Sales prediction or order prediction, not so much. So
Right.
This takes a little bit of a leap of faith, and I found that to be the most difficult. Now, there's a
Yeah.
flip side of it. The flip side is that once people see it, they go, "Well, I could do this in Excel," which technically not incorrect. I guess anybody can do anything in Excel. But the why reinvent the wheel? Why not just deploy something that has already done the heavy lifting for you, the thinking behind it for you? That seems to be also a mental roadblock for a lot of companies,
Yeah.
especially in lean budget times. So those would be the two challenges I would highlight.
Appreciate that. Well, listen, we're almost out of time here. I just wanted to thank everybody for tuning in today. And actually, I want to thank you personally, Sujeet, for all the time that you've been spending with me doing these LinkedIn Lives. I think they're great. And I look forward to us getting together to do the next one very soon.
Excellent. Thank you, Jeff.
Have a great day.